Rocket Mortgage is the largest residential mortgage lender in the country, probably the world.
We like to do experience transformation, but what if we questioned everything?
One really big hurdle for our borrowers is that they can't complete a remote online notarization on their mobile device.
How do we move a very old, antiquated sort of process, right? Lots of paper, lots of executing and putting paper on record to a digital type of transformation.
This is like the disruptive next step.
It's going to be tight. I think we can do it, but it's going to be right up to the wire.
Digital equity, in our understanding, is a commitment to the least of us.
We realized in the city of Detroit that just giving somebody a data plan and a tablet was not enough. We also had to build this sort of social infrastructure.
It's as necessary as air.
These are high anxiety experiences.
It's a really emotional thing, you know, feeling a part of something bigger than yourself.
If you focus on people, if you focus on being great, if you focus on transforming the experience, those are the things that bring value to the world.
Hey, honey. It's me. I just thought I'd call you as I'm going into the shop. I wanted to let you know I was driving and I saw this house. And it looks like it'd be a good fit for the family.
Innovating has always been kind of a cornerstone of our organization.
I was thinking it would be big enough with all the rooms so all the kids could have a spot to play as well.
Rocket came from this unbelievable mind of Dan Gilbert where our culture has set us up for there is no box, there are no boundaries.
Figure I'll go ahead and apply and see if we can get pre-approved, because if we get pre-approved, we can go ahead and see about getting it, and yeah, I think it'd be good.
Rocket companies have been in business now for nearly 37 years. When we think about revolutionizing the experience, that's our mission. We want to eliminate the friction that people experience in these complicated transactions and bring certainty.
Hello, David. This is Brad calling from Rocket Mortgage. How are you today?
Hey, doing pretty good. How you doing, Brad?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Is this your first time buying a home?
Yeah, this is my first time.
Awesome, exciting, very exciting.
What we proved is that leveraging technology combined with great client service from our mortgage bankers, we were able to actually give someone a better experience than just walking into a branch somewhere.
What made you decide to start the home buying process today?
We've been trying to do it for a long time. Me and my wife, we have like 6 kids, so we really want to get a home for the family that's big enough.
I see here with your income, you're self-employed, is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome, what do you do?
Well, I make T-shirts and like make candles, embroidery, and things like that.
Oh, very cool. One nice thing about how we are here in our technology is you can actually go right onto your phone and download the Rocket Mortgage app. You can upload your documents, e-sign documents, everything on the go.
People said, oh, no one will ever finance their home without sitting at a desk with a loan officer. But now we're doing business all over chat and text and online. We led that transformation over the course of the last few decades. We started as a small mortgage company in Michigan and then expanded, launched our first online experience, rockfin.com, in the late 90s. And we're Quicken Loans for a few years until about 2015, 2016, when we launched Rocket Mortgage. And then recently, under Rocket Companies, we added additional services to our base. So real estate, auto, personal loans, solar.
How are you?
Good, just hanging out. What are you up to?
I was coming to check on you. How's the house process?
Oh, it's going pretty good. I did just get a notice from them, from Rocket, and I just sent over some documents and signed them.
At Rocket, we make sure that we give the technology to the client, but also to the real estate agent. And the real estate agent can interface with us online. They can get that verified approval. They can submit that offer. They get the home, and they accomplish their dream.
Are you still excited about the house?
Yeah, I am. Hopefully it goes through and everything works out.
When we think about somebody reaching out over a text message, to reach out over chat, maybe a chat bot that helps answer their questions, like everybody, we use the best CRM out there. Salesforce is what our salespeople are using. We really look to it as a solution for all the touch points we have with our clients.
Hey, honey. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, I was just calling. Thank the Lord, He blessed it. Thank Jesus, we got approved for the house. Yep, they said that they got it approved, so you can start packing now. What's your favorite part of the house?
Bigger rooms.
My room's not bigger. Your room is bigger, but I like my room because it has a ceiling fan. Yeah, I like the kitchen. What do you like the most?
It's my house. I like it like it's my home.
Go. You think you're fast. You're not fast.
We want to go actually focus on what does the client need? What is their experience? What is it that they don't like? What is it we can do to change that experience?
The technology that supports homeowners through the journey of preserving homeownership was certainly there in pieces and parts prior to COVID. I think COVID really forced us to double down on that effort. I think one of the challenges that our industry faces, that AMROC is certainly thinking about, is how do we move a very old, antiquated sort of process, right? Lots of paper, lots of executing and putting paper on record to a digital type of transformation.
We have a big challenge right now, which is this hardware check. Everyone doesn't seem to have the hardware they need, so we're just not getting the percentages that we want to get.
So part of the problem, they don't have cameras sometimes, or the camera isn't of quality, or maybe whatever, right? That's the issue.
Right,
So a lot of people are failing it, or they get frustrated with the process.
What clients need is certainty. When they're making an offer on a home, the question is, are they going to close on that home?
So they have to have all that hardware to be able to even do the process.
But why don't we just, instead of a check at all, I mean, we all have one of these. Why not just utilize the mobile, the phone's in there, the video's in there, the hardware's fine, you're already connected to the internet. Wouldn't that work?
Yeah, so we're actually already developing for tablets. So we're kind of halfway there already. I can look into see what would it mean to go mobile.
What excites me most about the future of my work is changing an industry. There is so much old mentality, there's so much old process and old ways of doing things. And how do you solve the client's problems and not your own?
To really provide that technology to the client on their terms has made a huge difference and made home ownership approachable and accessible to a lot of people that heretofore were intimidated by that, especially a lot of first-time home buyers, especially a lot of historically disenfranchised home buyers. Those are the folks that really benefit.
So one really big hurdle for our borrowers is that they can't complete a remote online notarization on their mobile device. I think this is a huge opportunity for us to expand into that market, to be able to offer this capability.
We suddenly can get this spike in the number of users that we can support and create this whole new client experience that no one else is doing. So Ron is great and we're leading there, but this is like the disruptive next step.
I think for a long time it's been easy to do things the way that we've done it. And so let's do the hard work of really thinking about what the end consumer needs and how do we meet that need, no matter how big or small that challenge might be.
We're not currently set up to support that. It's gonna take a little bit of effort, some figuring out, because like, as you know, we're set up for a bigger device, like a computer screen, tablets, but being a a cell phone, there's a lot of different size cell phones out there. And right now, currently, we don't have a support for a cell phone to be able to do it on its own. We use a cell phone as like a complementary device to like authenticate in with our computer. So that's another step we're gonna have to figure out.
So one challenge we're going to have is definitely there's some overlapping of these are the text boxes and the check boxes, because like we said, we're not really like ready to scale down on these small mobile devices.
What kind of solutions are we looking into for identity verification?
We know we need to be able to access a link for a cell phone because you can't scan a QR code on your own cell phone. So that's problematic for our application right now. So our users won't be able to get into our application using their cell phone. So we're hunting through the different options that are out there, trying to find the best one, but we really need something to generate a link for us.
It's really important that we try to stick to our delivery date. So if we do run into issues, I definitely need to know right away so I can communicate that.
It's going to be tight. I think we can do it, but it's going to be right up the wire.
So how are things coming on the remote notary?
It's going good. We have one issue on the Apple devices for iOS. So what we're doing is we're going to reach out and say, what can we get from Rocket to get some extra support? I think that'll help us get across that hurdle and still hit our timeline.
Right.
You've got to have great talent. You've got to have a great culture. You also have to have great partners. You can't do it all, on your own.
When we look at feedback from the client, if I can take an amazing solution like Salesforce and I can integrate it with other tools, now I can say, what is our biggest problem we have for mobile closings? What is it the client is complaining about the most? And as a client-focused company and not just a product-focused company, that's the most critical information we can get. I'm now going to take that out of Salesforce and I'm going to go build and change my tool, and my roadmap is actually based on that feedback that we're getting from the clients.
So what are the next steps in order to make this happen?
Definitely send out surveys to the notaries and see if they're interested in doing this.
No, that's going to be key, is make sure the notaries are as comfortable as anyone.
Yeah, I think something we should also be heavily focused on during our testing, in-house testing phase, is start doing testing on bandwidth restrictions. Because in home, laptop, usually your internet service is much better than if you're in a rural area or if you're a truck driver.
Yep, so we can get Chris and the QA team, and they have JMeter and other tools that can help us do some load testing, performance testing. Let's see what this thing can really do. So the day we launched the app was the day we really celebrated and really realized the value we had just brought to the industry. We were testing in different areas, and we had a truck driver, and he heard like there was this opportunity with Rocket to do this mobile closing. And it was like, wait, that means I can actually close my loan. And all of a sudden, he pulls over, gets on his phone, is able to do a closing in a matter of minutes because it's all digital.
Our first mobile signing went off without a hitch. There's about 4 or 5 documents that the client actually has to do in presence of a notary. Okay. Notary walks the client right through on their mobile device. They're clicking, they're signing, completed the signing in like 12 minutes.
And there he is on his way, getting confirmation that he's closed and he's good to go. These are high anxiety experiences. We have people in the military that maybe want to be able to do these things. Like, the opportunity from this is really, really exciting. That's the experience transformation part.
We've got to continue the work of moving forward in a data model versus this old paper model that has been part of the industry forever.
There's really never an end where we go, all right, mobile closings are done. So what we see it as like, that's today's solution. We're constantly rethinking.
Okay.
We like to do experience transformation. So when we talk about things like mobile, okay, here's our current process, but what if we questioned everything?
So prior to COVID-19, Detroit was actually the least digitally connected major municipality in the United States.
My family is from Detroit. Rocket Companies is incredibly important to this area. My grandfather, born and raised in the city of Detroit, was my hero, and he loved this city. and drove a bus for the city of Detroit for 25 years. And I can recall spending summers on the bus route with him, punching tickets as passengers went from one route to the next route. And he would tell stories of the buildings and what they were and what he hoped they would be someday. I remember Dan stating the mission of coming downtown to Detroit and the vision he had for bringing it back to life. And from day one, I was all in. And so I knew that, you know, everything that we would do, all the decisions that we would make would have a piece in the revitalization.
The Community Fund is the philanthropic partner of Rocket Companies, and we focus on primarily investing in housing stability, which also includes connectivity to digital resources and the internet, because we believe that in order to live in a stable home and a stable environment, you have to be digitally connected as well. But when you have a pandemic where students had to learn from home and seniors were really isolated in their home, and job seekers didn't have a mechanism of continuing to seek employment, well, that became incredibly difficult and actually just not an option for us anymore.
When we get into the specifics of that outage, how long did it last? And what were some of the neighbors saying?
We were out for over 45 days.
It's a dire situation, and for others, I guess it's more immediate. Their access to their doctors, their pharmacies for their medicines.
To have the mayor and have you guys call me and say they're going to resolve this matter, that's powerful. This neighborhood has weathered riots, tornadoes, depression, white flight, but yet we still have hope. And that is our enduring strength, that despite whatever happens, even internet outages that last for months on end, we still have hope that we're going to persevere. Do y'all agree?
Absolutely, Jeff.
Digital equity, in our understanding, is a commitment to the least of us.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if we can scrape from the top and deploy fiber downtown. Great.
Right.
But if we're able to do that in a neighborhood with equitable principles still intact,
yes,
and we can all look at this and feel proud of what we did, that's the goal. That's the bar we're setting. But doing so in an equitable way, leading to digital empowerment.
It's as necessary as air.
There are native Detroiters that work at Rocket Companies that I know are incredibly proud of what we're doing. It's really special to be a part of.
So I got your message that you needed some devices for Morningside. We actually have devices that would be more than happy to contribute to their community.
We had a conversation with Cindy Eggleton. I know you all know her really well over at Brilliant Detroit.
Yeah.
And Brilliant Detroit has been able to identify residents on the east side who are in need of computers. And so once again, we have Human IT, where you all are stepping up to the plate, being responsive partners. We have Brilliant Detroit, who's being on the ground, being able to say, hey, our residents have a need. And we have the city of Detroit here, who's been able to coordinate a lot of this stuff in conjunction with our partners at Rocket and Connect 313. That'll work. Hey, Laura. I'm over at the Human IT warehouse, and they were actually able to get us about 50 devices that we're going to be able to give out.
It feels incredible that our partners are just jumping in and hitting the ground running, and it's so cool to see these 50 devices getting into the hands of people who need them most.
And so many nonprofits from around the city, we were able to establish what we call Connect 313. Connect 313 really is all about ensuring that the whole city of Detroit is fully digitally connected. That means we have access to technology, internet, and digital literacy programming
I reached out to Cindy to specifically target some single women in the community.
How has the device distribution been going?
Really well. You know, we've gotten out 17,000 devices since we've been in Detroit, so that's exciting. We were very fortunate enough when we came into Detroit and partnered with Rocket is that they had the same passion we did for impacting the digital divide. We offer things like access to low-cost internet, tech support, as well as digital skills training.
We realized that just giving somebody a data plan and a tablet was not enough. We also had to build this sort of social infrastructure that helped to support those students and their families.
Brilliant Detroit actually exists to create what we call Kid Success Neighborhoods, neighborhoods where kids and families have everything that they need in education, health, family support, right in the middle of the neighborhood and walkable. We currently have 18 locations as of today, and we serve well over 13,000 people across the city.
My name is Tajia Odom, and me and my family participate in various things at the Brilliant House. We come to the summer program, we do the learning activities and things like that.
I just really want to talk about like the full circle of you coming kind of in as like a participant and doing the programs with the families, and how now you volunteer and you build out your own programs around nutrition, and you donate, and you just kind of do so much for the site, and it seemed like this is the mission.
My favorite thing when the house got really together is when we had our tour of the house, and me and my kids was walking around, they was like, wait, this our new house? I'm like, no, this not like our house, this like the Brilliant House.
If you focus on people, if you focus on being great, if you focus on transforming the experience, those are the things that bring value to the world.
We have a goal to redevelop here. You know, there's some beautiful apartment buildings on this main boulevard that we would like to revitalize and rehab into deeply affordable, sustainable housing. This house that you're in, our office, it is on track to become the first LEED Platinum house in the city.
In the context of Detroit, we want to make sure that this entire city wins. What does it feel like to be the first neighborhood?
Winning! Yes. It feels good to be in front for a change. We're a neighborhood that we love really hard. We're gonna hold you close, you know, because that's just how we are in Hope Village.
So Cindy, when you think about what we can do together next, what's on the horizon for us?
I think meeting the desire is going to be the biggest challenge, and having the proper tools and curriculum in the pipeline so that we can respond for people.
There's always going to be demand to make someone's life better. No one's going to stop thinking about, I want to achieve the American dream. The question is, can we make that easier and easier for people to achieve it each and every day?